Zack, you go to Olive Baptist Church here in Pensacola. I understand it's the largest church in town.
Right, that's right.
And Olive Baptist is a Southern Baptist church, right?
It is.
Do they make much of a point of talking about being part of the Southern Baptist Convention?
No, I wouldn't say they make a point of it per se.
But I mean, it's generally known.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Is Olive Baptist real conservative socially in the sense, I mean, if you were, say, a gay person and you went to Olive Baptist, how might you be received there?
Well, being received there?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I would say that people would be open to you being received there. As far as, you know, just the acceptance of the lifestyle per se, I wouldn't go that far.
Okay.
But I mean, as far as a person being welcomed and received, absolutely, yeah.
Okay. And do they have a military ministry at Olive Baptist?
They do. They have a military ministry. They actually give them a lunch every so often, and they pick them up from the base and things like that. So
is it geared towards more towards enlisted men, or what about officers?
Well, I wouldn't say it's geared towards any particular. You know, I think they just try to reach out to people on the base, and you know, so.
Okay. Any other activities specifically geared towards military people, like, you know, sporting events or whatever?
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, you know, they may organize something just because there's a group of those guys. Maybe they put something together like that, but there's no like particular just exclusive military ministry or something.
Oh, okay. Have you ever gone to any ministry event that involves the militaries?
I have not personally, no.
This weekend is Memorial Day. I know some independent Baptist churches are really big on celebrating Memorial Day and giving honor to our troops. Do you think Olive Baptist Church will be doing something?
Right. It's common that they will have either the color guard there, or they may have someone who's a member of the church in uniform. Typically would either say a prayer or maybe even give the pledge.
Wow. Okay. Would you say that Olive Baptist Church in general is patriotic in, you know, like in the sanctuary, do they have like an American flag?
Oh, absolutely.
Do they have a Christian flag?
Yes.
Okay. That's interesting. You know, I've been to some Baptist churches and they don't seem to have too much decoration across, and usually an American flag and a Christian flag.
Right. I can't think of them always having it up there, but on a day like that, they most likely would.
So there are a lot of conservative people in this part of Florida. Some of them are like preppers. Those are the people that want to be prepared for a natural or man-made disaster. Do you know if there's like an organized group of those over at Olive Baptist?
I'm not aware of an organized group, but I would not be surprised that there's a considerable number of people there that might have that kind of perspective.
Yeah. Have you noticed any like Second Amendment rights people? I mean,
oh, sure.
I don't. Is Florida an open carry state? Do you know?
It's not. Not that I know of. Right.
Okay. There's nothing like what I'm driving down the street and seeing somebody with a piece strapped to their hip.
No, nothing like that.
I've actually seen that.
Okay.
So there's some Second Amendment rights people there. Do you think that in general, the church, since the church is somewhat conservative, I mean, I know this is probably before your time, but do you think there might have been some militia people there?
I don't know. I really don't know if that was. And I wouldn't think that there would have been any kind of organization of something like that. You know, there probably were members there that belonged to something like that, but nothing like. This is a group we meet on a regular basis here at the church or something. Yeah.
Tea partiers?
Certainly. There are certainly people that would call themselves Tea partiers.
Okay. Democrats?
Absolutely. There would definitely be Democrats there.
Okay. I just wanted to know. Are there any subgroups within the church or individuals in the church who don't seem to follow along? They seem to have their, march to the beat of a different drummer.
Well, I think you're going to find that, especially when you have a congregation as large as it is.
Right, 10,000.
Certainly, they're not going to be everyone who thinks the same ways about the government, or thinks the same ways about the Tea Party, or something like that. So I guess it really depends on what you mean by uniform. In terms of their faith and belief, I would consider most people there, that's why they're going.
Right.
Right. So, but certainly there's a whole myriad of different thoughts about how we interact with the government and things like that. So.
Do you get much preaching from the pulpit about governmental issues?
Really not much. I mean, occasionally there are things, but I don't really feel like that's a centerpiece of what's involved there.
Right, and I would think most Baptist churches is probably not the case. I think that they're more interested in getting people to accept Jesus and to start a Christian walk.
Right, absolutely. I mean, the purpose of being there is for worship and engaged in what the church is doing. Mm-hmm. So as far as politics, no, that's not really the point of Sunday morning. So.
Do you enjoy going to Olive Baptist?
I do. The people are very welcoming there, and there's, with as many people there, I mean, there's quite a different ways to connect to different people. And being a church as large as it is, one would think that it might be cold and kind of difficult to fit in, but you find that it's quite the opposite there. So
they probably have connection groups, things like that,
right,
for young people, different, where you are in different places in life, that sort of thing.
Right, right.
Okay.